Last time on Chronotopia, Devmo plummeted to his death. Trapped in purgatory, he meets a witch named Liz. She's going to help him regain his memories by telling him a fairy tale. It's a story about a king who tragically lost his wife. Driven mad by his despair, he falls in love with his daughter Kionna. With her retainer Nahima, she searches for clues about her fairy godmother to save her.
In a remote nook, an old woman was spinning a thread with the distaff of her wheel while humming to herself.
Sure.
Jean briefly introduced Nahima to her friend.
So you want to learn more about the fairy? Exactly. You were here during the baptism, or so I heard. Did you see her? For sure. One cannot forget the face of such a creature. A preternatural presence emanates from fairies. Do you know how the queen managed to summon her, or how to contact her? I would very much like to meet her. This is a rather presumptuous wish, but so be it. I remember it perfectly, since I was in the front seats. Why wouldn't I have been? The queen had let me sit there as a reward for years of good and faithful service, if you catch my drift, wink wink, dearie. I saw the fairy hand over a silver whistle to her. Ooh. She was close enough for me to hear the words, "Use this to summon me, like a dog," she said.
Whistle ex machina.
Really?
Nahima was taken aback. So there was a way to call the fairy. Impatient, she pressed Victoria against the wall and asked politely for more information.
Do you know what happened to the whistle? I do not know for sure, but I think it was put away with the queen's belongings. Hopefully it wasn't buried with her. Nobody must have touched it since her death, so it should still be disused in a disused wing of the castle, maybe in one of her cabinets. I gather you cannot be more precise than that. Unfortunately, young lady. You should already be glad that I wasn't able to help you. Nobody here remembers the fairies anymore, and I don't really either. Senility is a bitch. Incidentally, tell me if you see her. I'd be curious to know what she's doing nowadays. Fairy things, I'd imagine. I will.
She was very pretty.
She's actually working at the McDonald's down the street. I was ordering a filet of fish, and there was my fairy godmother. Hey, can I get a number 2?
See, now I was picturing the whistle was with the donkey.
Thank you for helping me, Victor. You're very welcome, young lady. This is really not much. And then it made me happy to dive back into those old memories. It's one of those things I have accomplished. One more thing I can be proud of. Sitting in a chair very close to something else very important
and
happening.
Spinning. She's spinning also.
You'll come to see me again, won't you?
With her distaff. And
please, only you. It's fun Econ having to talk to himself.
You did notice this is the only character I kept clicking on the conversation for?
Of course.
Where to, Nahima?
We have to... Wow, I never thought Nahima was going to be the main plot force in this thing. We have to go to the cabinet,
She is the protagonist,
right?
you know?
We have to go to a disused part.
I would recommend starting with the hallway so you can meet up with the princess.
I mean, I'm in the hallway.
Yeah, good call.
On the way to the cabinet to further the plot, you accidentally ran into Kionna. The servant came back to the heiress to tell her about her discoveries. Or to continue her discoveries, and covered it well. Kionna was immediately relieved where the whistle was located.
This is wonderful, Nahima. Who could have thought we would trace back the fairy's lead? All we have to do now is search the abandoned wing.
Not so fast, princess. The sun has already started to set. It is far too late to do so today. We will go there tomorrow. You need your sleep.
You are right. And we would not see a thing without light anyway. My only hope is that my toilette is not ready yet.
Okay, we need a pause. What is the precise meaning of this?
I thought it was a procedure.
I thought it was like getting your face ready and your makeup and brushing out your hair and all that, but it not being ready yet?
Yeah, no.
I mean, this is French. Can you explain?
No.
It's having all of your stuff for preparing yourself for the day in place.
Isn't Nahima the one to do that?
Your hairbrush. It's like mise en place, except toilette.
Oh, okay.
Mise en place.
I agree. Nahima seems like the one who would be doing that.
There's only one way to find out. Go back to your quarters, Princess. Meanwhile, I've promised Jean to help her.
I think she probably means the dress. She doesn't want the next dress to be ready yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes much more sense than what I said about the toothbrush.
The two girls returned to the bedroom. Sadly, the workers were even quicker than the day before, and the dress the color of the moon was brought to her without delay, along with the same order as before. Okay, before we click on color of the moon.
Yellow this time. They're going with a classic cheese interpretation.
Okay, so a cheese dress.
That sounds really ugly.
Ooh.
Silver and blue.
Okay.
And a frown.
She looks very unpleasant.
Wearing the new toilet, she went to the royal cabinet, as distraught as the other times. The rich dressing was as splendid as the knightly celestial body, making the young princess look even more sublime. In her confusion, she then asked for a dress as bright as the sun, and the king accepted. Only if she swore she would have enough dresses from now until the wedding. Last one, young lady.
Oh my.
And so, the little game continued.
Boy, we're gonna get a bright yellow
You do
dress
like
tomorrow.
the chase, don't you, Kingy?
All right, so we're done with dresses. You need to start asking for jewelry, right? That's the next step.
When the first rays of the sun hit Kionna's numb eyelids, she said, "Ow! No." When the first rays of the sun hit Kionna's numb eyelids, she already knew that day would be laborious. But she could not imagine what the next one would look like yet, because she hadn't opened her eyes. And that's what's required to see what the world looks like.
And we need the light to see.
Oh man, new areas of the castle.
question
Mystery
marks.
places.
So we have 1, 2.
I don't know if I
3.
can click on any of them, though.
You can't click on any of them.
Oh, I'm still doing text.
Oh, okay.
With one mind.
That does say with one mind, yes.
With one mind, yeah.
By the powers of our one mind combined, Princess.
I was just thinking, I know
Wonder
what the
powers
Nahima's mind is.
Activate! Yes! Wonder Twins unite! No, wait,
I don't think Nahima wants this to be a Wonder Twins relationship.
That's true.
Nahima and Kionna set about their goal to explore the derelict wing of the castle, where the Queen's cabinet still was. The magic whistle would most certainly be in the affairs of the deceased. Just this once, the servant was looking quiet, almost calm.
How should we proceed, Princess? There's a lot of ground to cover, and there's only 2 of us.
With one mind.
Fortunately, she rebounded quickly and was happy for the rest of the scene.
How should we proceed, Princess?
is something wrong, Nahima? You seem nervous.
Well, the king made it very clear that he would not give you any more clothes. Besides, we're out of celestial bodies that we can make him come up with things for.
Oh, I don't know. I would address
Stars?
the color of Jupiter.
I want to dress with all the colors of the wind. That's been a good one.
I really should have thought of that.
Well,
See, I figured Nahima would be fine with the king not giving any more clothes.
but our plan until now was to stall for as much time as possible, and I'm afraid that we no longer have the room to maneuver. If we cannot find that whistle today, we will have failed.
Do not worry about me. We will find a solution, right? It does not sound like you to be pessimistic, Nahima.
The servant lady nervously rubbed her ear, blushing.
You're right, Princess.
Oh.
It's my duty to always keep your morale up, however I can. Do you want a back rub?
Much better. Operation Whistle, begin.
Kionna and Nahima entered the first dusty room.
Let's start looking. Let's maybe over here.
Nahima looked on a table covered with sumptuous vases in porcelain of China. It is said that the deceased queen loved to collect items from all around the world, and that she had planned to build a place where her citizens could admire them. Unfortunately, that and her other renowned projects never came to fruition.
Because of death.
Let's click on the one over here.
An ebony statue depicting a woman, symbol of fecundity. Probably a souvenir the queen kept of Africa, which she had wanted to visit.
Maybe the clock. Maybe it's inside.
An old yet magnificent gilded clock. Its hands did not move. It was almost as if the flow of time itself had been frozen since that terrible tragedy.
You know, I realize I'm the servant here, Princess, but any time you want to just jump in here with...
Have you seen this room? It's really dirty.
It is very dusty. Maybe this box over here, the keepsake box.
A wooden music box. When Nahima opened it, a soft melody began playing.
Let me check my hair. The princess says that I'm out of sorts.
A vast mirror that covered most of the wall. The items the queen was especially fond of are exposed on the piece of furniture below. And yet we've clicked on all of them and none of them helped at all.
It's definitely in this vase over here.
More vases and porcelain of China. The queen's personal collection must be worth a fortune. A good thing to know should the country have financial problem. Like
Should never.
right now.
I feel like it shouldn't, though, because we still have that donkey.
We
that
do have
we
the
do.
donkey.
But who do we have you collecting from the donkey? The queen's right hand is out there spinning.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think we checked everything here. Yes, we
No.
finished exploring. No.
Sumptuous.
Yeah.
Fecundity.
Fecundity.
No.
Time
Gilded.
stopped.
Yeah.
Vast mirror.
Dr. Frog,
I
undeterred,
can't leave the room.
continued
There
onward.
must be something.
He
There's
kept
no mind
looking.
for
It became an
Undeterred.
obsession for him.
Very well. I have finished exploring the room.
I think that's all for this cabinet, Princess. I do not see any nook that could have escaped my very close watch and attention. Not a single nook.
Let us move on to the next room. We will eventually end up finding what interests us.
I don't know if I'll ever find what interests me, Princess.
The two young girls continued exploring the rooms with restlessness. The second room was filled with all kinds of paintings. And a harp. And a couch. The couch, for example, was accompanied by goose feather cushions. It appeared to be still in good condition and looked really, really comfortable.
I'll just rest here.
I know I always leave things in... No, the harp.
Nahima walked over to the harp, which was covered in dust. It was said that the deceased queen was an excellent musician, and that she had sometimes given small private performances.
Why would I think there'd be a whistle on the harp? Anytime here, Princess. Let's go look at these paintings over here.
There were a great number of canvases that had been stored in this room. It was probably the decision of the king, who was unwilling to see the paintings depicting his beloved wife,
It's so
or
dusty.
pastoral settings of random trees and swamps. He probably asked them to be removed and stored far from his eyes.
It's so dusty, right, Princess?
Right?
Hey look, it's the queen. While admiring the canvas representing her baptism, Kionna could not help but feel a twinge of sorrow. All the guests here looked so happy. If I get married
The
to
torn one. There's a torn one.
a canvas
Princess.
that had been torn with a blade, it's still possible to recreate the picture from the shreds. Do we wish to piece the paintings together?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
No.
Why would
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
There's
Yes.
a story here. We should avoid it with a firm hand on a resolution.
Oh,
Puzzle!
Hey!
Oh,
this is a
good.
game.
Once the amazing work had been completed, the
Well
princess
done.
could finally thank you. The princess could finally uncover the mysterious torn canvas. It was a portrait of her late mother. The young woman gasped while staring at the picture.
God, your mom is attractive, Nahima. I mean, is that awkward to say?
It is, because I'm Kionna.
Kionna suddenly felt aggrieved. She'd been called by the wrong name. She would have loved to be able to spend more time with this painting, to get to know more about it. But the level of creepiness in this scene has been exceeded.
I think we're done with this room.
I
now?
think we're done with this room.
Yeah, we have to move on to the next. Yes, we finished exploring. There's nothing here catching. There's nothing else catching my attention, Princess. I hope our research will be more fruitful in the next cabinet because he's going to be able to do the sun one. I mean, it's the worst one we've had so far.
I know. What was I thinking? It's
don't
going to
know
be
either.
yellow.
It's going to be yellow. The sun's yellow.
I hope so too, Nahima. Time is running dangerously low.
Thus, the heiress pushed the door of the third room, her retainer still following in her footsteps.
Hey, look, there's a picture of the donkey.
Oh, he's the real hero of this story.
And the gold.
The scenery in front of them was not that different from the previous attempts. Even so, hope had not left them yet. A tiny spark was still shining right up here in this painting. Or possibly next to the dying glove.
possibly
I
in the-
wonder which one it could be.
I think
it's the
fireplace.
The
obviously.
fireplace?
A huge chimney fills a good part of the room. This one had to be inhabited for its occupants to see fit to install something like that here. The room inhabited, not the fireplace. People do not live in a fireplace.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess I understood that for a
Thank you.
sec, Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this bookshelf?
A piece of furniture filled mostly with a few books. What could it be? There's no doubt that the queen must have only taken the books she liked, or read the most, or wanted to impress her friends with. Strangely
been
enough,
reading those.
though, there's a copy of The Art of War, written by Sun Tzu.
That
Huh.
one was to impress her friends. Let's look at the painting of the donkey.
Okay. A gigantic
I mean-
tapestry is hanging on a wall.
It's a tapestry.
This picture symbolizes the queen guiding her people to the gold donkey. Okay,
Maybe
leaving.
in her
The-
personal
the
All
desk.
right,
desk?
we're done with this
Yeah,
room.
maybe in her desk drawer.
Hey, look, it's the queen's working desk. Let us see what those drawers contain. Nahima pointed at the bottom of the drawer with excitation.
Excitation.
Princess, could this be?
Yay! Oh, sorry. There is only one way to find out. We have to use it.
With a pounding heart, the heiress grasped the item and
And we all
failed to whistle.
That's harder to do with a cough drop in your mouth.
She then mentally prayed for the stratagem to work. A heavy silence followed the sound of the whistle. Silence sounds like this.
Cricket? Cricket? Cricket?
That's enough silence. I think we can move on. And Dr. Frog let the joke hang a bit too long in the air.
Well, you guys can't hear the music. This is catchy stuff. All of a sudden, a burst of wind rose up out of nowhere and entered the room as purple reflection shaded the walls.
Do you see that purple light over on the side? That's
do.
pretty impressive.
Well,
A gleaming orb appeared before the two stunned girls. As they were waiting, shivering, a powerful voice echoed through the cabinet.
Does she look like a powerful voice?
Oh yeah, definitely
Oh,
powerful.
yeah.
Powerful voice?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not a who y'all be calling. Definitely not like that. You gotta go something with some meat.
This voice has power.
Ooh, that one.
Who is calling me? Who dares interrupt my sleep?
I feel like that's gonna hurt
interesting.
you.
Not going to be able to make it through
No,
the
I totally did that.
I'm turning all the old people to hot dogs, and you're next!
The flying hell is going on.
Well, that sounds like a great plan. The world needs hot dogs. Oh, son, stop him! Why are you so